Good day everyone, Kuripot Pinay here and welcome to today's vlog. Today, we will be talking about financial resolutions. How are you guys? I hope the first few days of 2021 have been really good to you and your family. I know that many of us are back to work or back to school. I hope you're still having a blast. Thank you so much for all those who watched, subscribed, and supported my channel, especially on my very first video, and I couldn't express my happiness and my excitement. Rest assured that I will do my very best in order to maintain the channel, create new videos for you on a weekly basis, and I still hope that you will still watch and support. Today, we are talking about a very timely topic, and that is about resolutions. More than anything, we have grown accustomed to this New Year tradition in which we write our goals and then do something in order to improve for the new year. And that is aptly called New Year's resolutions. There are a lot of New Year's resolutions, more commonly losing weight, eating more healthy foods, gaining new friends, trying new experiences. But simply, resolutions are the ones that we consider as goals for the year, in which we are writing down things that we want to improve on, to change, or perhaps retain, or new things that we would like to do and experience, and we have the entire year to realize and to do it. But we will not be talking about the popular ones. Instead, we will be talking more about financial resolutions. I hope that you already listed down a thing or two, but if you still don't have financial resolutions yet, fret not, I am here to help. Allow me to share the most common financial resolutions that have been shared, that I've read, I've seen, I've watched, and even implemented to myself and to my family for the past years. Hopefully, you are going to get some of it and apply and make it your financial resolution for the year as well. One popular financial resolution for many is to get out of debt. Surely enough, there are a lot of people who want to get out of debt this year. As a popular quote says, borrowing money today is robbing your future self. And that is definitely true. Your future's money worth, you could end up spending to pay for a loan or a debt. And getting out of debt is definitely one great financial resolution. There are a lot of ways for you to get out of debt. Today, I will be sharing two strategies. Number one is you could do a debt avalanche, and second is you could do a debt snowball. Both of these tips can really help you get out of debt, but they have different strategies. For the debt avalanche, you simply list down your debt from the lowest to the highest, how much are their minimum payments, and finally, the interest rate. The debt avalanche would want to eliminate the debt first with the higher or the highest interest rate. So, for example, for the month, you could end up paying all of your debts with their minimum charges, but you are going to direct your money or your resources to pour in more money for the debt with a higher interest rate. Once that is eliminated, then you could address the one with a lower interest rate until all of the debts are gone. For the debt snowball, it has a different strategy. Very much similar to the debt avalanche, you list down also all your debts starting from the lowest to the highest. But the difference with the debt snowball is it tends to solve or eliminate first the debt with the lowest payment. You will also pay the minimum charges for the other debts, but once the smallest has been paid off, you utilize as well the resources that you paid for the lowest debt, add it to the minimum charge of the second debt, until it has been eliminated and proceed with the next debt. Whether you chose the debt avalanche or the debt snowball, the important thing is you eliminate a debt one debt at a time. The next financial resolution is to increase income or increase cash flow. To date, there are already a lot of ways for you to earn extra, and this goes hand in hand with getting or paying your debts. The money that you will get from these extra gigs or extra income, you can always inject it in order to pay your debts for the year. There are already a lot of opportunities online and offline if you just know where to look and what to capitalize on. I would strongly suggest that you use your skill sets in order to make an extra income or two for the year. There are already a lot of freelancing opportunities that you can search online, and from there you can always apply and make everyone know that you have this particular skill and you can capitalize on it. You can even create worksheets or help other people doing extra labor or extra jobs. For example, if you are very good in baking or in cooking, you can always cook and bake extra and then sell it to your office mates or other people online. Capitalize on your social media connections and network as they can serve as your very first customer or two. If you happen to have extra hours during the weekend, you can always do other things or do other skills and ask for friends or family members if they would want an aid from you, and then you can ask for repayment. Again, there are already a lot of online and offline opportunities that you can sell your skill set, share your knowledge in order to earn that extra income. And as I said, make sure that whenever you get your payment for those extra income, direct those funds in order to pay your debts for the year. The next financial resolution that I will share is to spend less. Surely, if you want to increase your cash flow for the year, it would be very important to lessen your expenses. There are already a lot of creative ways for you to do it. The first one is you can always bring food or lunch to the office rather than take out or online ordering. You can always do batch cooking a weekend before or the night before, so you will simply reheat those food at your very office or the following morning before you pack them up. You can also implement what they call as BMW. Like, you can always do bike in case you would go to the office. You can always do the metro or the public transport to lessen expenses. Or if it's feasible for you, for the W is you can walk from your home to the office. Again, there are a lot of creative ways for you to lessen your expenses, but the biggest one is to assess your usual expenses every month. There might be some utilities that you are not using or you are no longer enjoying. For example, there's gym membership, there's extra postpaid bills, cable subscriptions, and other subscriptions that have been incurring over the past few months. You can start off by writing those subscriptions or usual expenses you incur every month. Identify which ones you are using and which ones are you still enjoying, and finally the ones that you need the most. From there, categorize the needs versus wants and identify which you can eliminate or perhaps which one you can lessen the subscription. If you have been paying a lot for your postpaid bills, for example, you can always negotiate for a lower bill so that you would end up spending or paying for less rather than the usual payments that you have. My next financial resolution suggestion is, of course, to save money. My very first YouTube video states and talks about the 52 weeks money challenge that allows you to save a lot of money depending on your template or your increment of your choice. To date, there are already a lot of saving challenge online, so simply pick a challenge or two that you would want to implement for the rest of the year. The important thing out of these challenges is you end up saving money. And that is a very good resolution for you to undertake this year. If you want to make savings easier on your end, I would highly suggest that you automate your savings. What do I mean by this one? You can simply ask your bank where your payment or your payroll will be put on, and from there you can always negotiate if they can automate the savings for you. For example, if your salary or payroll is deposited to this particular bank, you can always tell them to deduct money, direct that deducted money to another passbook or another savings account, so that what will end up in your ATM is the money less your savings. At least by using this methodology, you don't need to create a budget anymore for your savings because it has automatically been done for you. You will not feel guilty anymore to swipe your ATM for necessary expenses because guaranteed you already have savings for the month or for that particular payroll. Automating your savings has been particularly helpful for me, especially during the time that I would want to eliminate my debt one by one. By automating my savings, there is always that guarantee that I already have savings in place before, and whatever is in my ATM would be the money that I can spend on. Another financial resolution that I will share is to beef up your emergency fund. In case you don't have an emergency fund yet, you can always do that as well and make it a financial resolution. The purpose of the emergency fund is in unexpected circumstances like accidents, hospitalizations, or a possible job layoff, at least you still have a ready-made cash or money on hand that you can be able to utilize for the time being. At least you won't ask for a loan or ask for a debt in order to still retain the lifestyle that you are currently experiencing. As they say, the emergency fund is worth 3 to 6 months of your family income or personal income if you are living alone. But since the pandemic started, many people exclaim that 3 to 6 months is no longer enough. Hence, they strongly suggest to at least have 1 year's worth of emergency fund, which I would definitely agree. So, simply calculate how much is the monthly income of everyone in the house, take the total and multiply it for 12 months. So that when there would be emergencies or something unexpected happen that requires money, at least you can be able to get that amount from your emergency fund. There are also a lot of funds that you can allocate in case you already have your emergency fund in place. There's also what they call a sinking fund. The purpose of the sinking fund is for events or items that you would want to spend on, such as birthdays, Christmas, or buying appliances. So you can always save up money, and should a birthday or an event occur, you can get out the expenses from your sinking fund and spend on. Or if you want to buy a new appliance for the house, you can get the money out from that sinking fund. The important thing here is you won't end up asking for money or getting a loan or asking for another debt in order to pay for birthdays, anniversaries, or even possible trips local and abroad. There are still a lot of financial resolutions apart from the ones I mentioned. But the very important thing is you keep up and realize these resolutions. What is wrong is just to write down these goals and not doing actions, which is why it is very important that you really set goals and measurable ones in order to address your resolutions, which is why the SMART methodology would always come in play and would definitely be handy. What do we mean by SMART? It's making specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bounded resolutions. So, with those financial resolutions that you have right now, make sure you set expectations, or what they call as milestones. Meaning to say, you need to be very specific. For example, if you want to save more money, exactly how much money you would like to save for the rest of the year. Make sure that you also have milestones in place that you can always check and come back. So for example, if you want to save as much as 10,000 for this year, you can set mini goals that you will put in place in X number of months that is scattered throughout the year. Going back to the example of saving 10,000, you can save as much as 5,000 for the rest for 6 months, for example, and another 5,000 for the rest of the 6 months. You can always revisit your savings by the 6th month and assess if you've reached already 5,000. From there, you can always do the savings until you can save up until 10,000. The reason why we set SMART expectation is to really audit and optimize our resolutions in accordance to the circumstance, so that will really guarantee that we are doing actions with our resolutions. Again, there is nothing wrong with writing our goals for the year, but the important thing is to always put actions to our resolutions. I do hope you get inspired with those financial resolutions I shared. If you still have other financial resolutions you would want to share, I would love to know them in the comments section below. If you happen to learn something new out from this video, do not forget to hit like and subscribe. You can also push the bell button in order to notify you for a new video coming up. This has been Kuripot Pinay, and thank you so much for watching. Until the next video, bye!